What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Dr. Splash. Welcome back. As I said in a recent video, we're having technical difficulties with my main laptop. Until it gets back, I'm bringing real simplified videos. However, to kind of make up for that, I'm going to spice up the topics, make sure I'm bringing absolute heat when it comes to the conversation. With that in mind, today's topic is, what if Marvel's New York City had a purge, like the movie series? So before we get into this, smash the like button. Let's get this to 300 plus likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Also, make sure to subscribe. Join the Yancey Street Gang. We are so close to 30,000 subs. Been a big goal for a while now. Let's cross it and keep on growing. Also, check out my Discord where we do games, prizes, D&Ds, giveaways, and more. Without further ado, let's address this topic. So, first off is the Purge. This is the idea of one night of full-on crime. Essentially, every crime is legal. However, there are some small notes. Certain high-level officials are considered untouchable during the Purge. So, we must keep that noted during this Purge event within New York City. Now, before we undergo this Purge and analyze how it would play out in Marvel's New York, which is a fucked up area if you didn't know, spoiler, we need to talk about some of the key players I think would matter here. First, obvious, the Spider family. Not everybody in the Purge is going to be a terrible person looking to go out and destroy everything in society. There are going to be some heroes in play. To me, big ones I think of, the Spider family. Of course, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, so on and so forth. We also have Captain America, potentially Bucky. We have the Fantastic Four, which is an interesting group of characters to have in the mix, because of course they aren't typically street tier. So they're a little more dangerous than the usual person you'd see running around New York. And New York does have some wild shit running around. Of course, and a lot of people ask me about this, the Yancey Street Gang, I'll explain how I think they fit into this. We, of course, have characters like Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel's probably going to keep to himself. If he gets involved, villains really aren't doing shit. I'm going to be so real with you. It's going to be a rough day in the neighborhood for anyone bad if Blue Marvel decides to get involved. We also have the likes of the villain side with Carnage. If you want to get spicy, there's a point in time when Carnage was running around with like the extremists in his symbiote. That shit was OP as fuck. We have Kingpin, of course, who's a major factor during this. The Sinister Six, essentially, should all be something to consider. Some mystics here and there that pop around, no one really big named. Mordo might be in town, that'd be problematic. Strange lives in New York, though. So if Mordo's in town, Strange would be in town. Those two would probably cancel out. There's a lot of just regular Hood rat characters. There's the Hood himself. No one really gives a fuck about the Hood. If you're a Hood fan, let me know in the comments. And this is a genuine question, okay? Before you get mad, I'm being serious. If you're a fan of the Hood in Marvel, get in the comment section and let me know you're a fan of the Hood. I don't give a fuck about the Hood, but maybe he does have fans. I'm genuinely curious if he does, because I said that for another character a few videos ago, and some people did pull up like, yeah, we are fans of the character, and that surprised me. So definitely let me know if you are fans. But regardless, New York City's gonna be absolute madness during this. We're gonna have Punisher running around, killing anyone he finds that's breaking the laws, because as you know, even though we equate Punisher with defeating and destroying law-breaking citizens, in truth, the law doesn't have to be in place. Punisher goes by his own morals and his own laws. So he's going to be out here dealing the work. Like, I do not want to run into Punisher on the Purge. Punisher, I'm serious. Punisher walking around during the Purge, punishing people doing the Purge, would be a lot of incentive for a ton of people to not even show up. Carnage is going to be out there. I'm not showing up. Good guy or bad guy, I don't want to be there. There's certain heavy hitters, and I know people don't typically associate Punisher with heavy hitters, but if anyone's going to be a problem during this time, because they're already used to smoke at this level, it's Punisher, 100%. Moon Knight would be the same. Luke Cage, Iron Fist would be fun to see running around. Luke would be a problem for villains because he's, especially the common villain. I mean, what are you going to do? It's Luke Cage. He's going to beat the shit out of you. I don't think many common criminals would prosper at all during this. The only way they do is if the big timers take up that much space in the time occupied by heroes. I think it would be disastrous with how much initial output we would get from some of the bigger villains. I think, I said I'd speak on Yancey Street. I think Yancey Street actually wouldn't go out and do much in the Purge. If anything, based on their personalities, they would likely protect their street and their block from anyone raiding, coming in, destroying their neighborhood, destroying where they live. They don't have much. They got to protect what they have. But they would definitely rob whoever runs up on them. So I would definitely not want to do that. But I think Marvel's New York is almost such a terrible enough place that you could argue some days are just straight up worse than the Purge. It's like, laws be damned. Okay, a lot of these characters don't care about the laws anyway. This is a tough outing. I see the heroes in Marvel's New York banding together enough to relatively hold it down for the night, especially when you have ones that are willing to get super dirty like Moon Knight and Punisher. So I think it would be a problematic event, but I think some of the characters that would be potentially more harmful, like for example Kingpin doesn't need anything in the Purge. Like that's useless to him. If he's going to kill you, he would have already done it. So he's probably staying home and just protecting his assets. So some of these big hitters probably don't get involved that much. And some of the crazier ones, like, do you think Carnage waits for the law to change? No. Absolutely not. So I see this being a case of common criminals die. Punisher's going to get... I think more common criminals die than anything. I think the heroes do a good enough job holding it down. I think the heroes will be saved by the fact that a couple of the big hitters won't even be going out and doing crazy shit. So yeah, it would be a wild night. But in comparison to what New York has seen in Marvel, it definitely wouldn't be the craziest. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think would be the MVP for both sides? I'm going to go ahead and say on the hero side, Punisher. I'm going to say on the villain side, Carnage. Carnage running around doing shit, feeding off the chaos. He would be wild. It would be wild to see him just doing shit. Especially knowing the streets are in chaos anyway. He would definitely be like an extremely volatile piece to this puzzle that would shake things up wherever he is. He's problematic as hell. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think, how it plays out. Who do you think's the MVP for both sides? How do you think it goes? Do you think it'd be the craziest night in Marvel New York City history? Let me know. But anyways, it's been your boy Dr. Splash. And remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.